When the 2007 annual conference passed a statement urging the church to deliberately and intentionally move toward becoming much more intercultural, it may have been a new idea for some parts of the church, but it's an effort that was already well underway among the brethren of the Virlina District. A district with as successful a church planting program as any, several of the current new church projects do exactly what the annual conference is calling for, planting churches among our ethnic communities.
We see our church plants in the Hispanic community and indeed the entire multicultural emphasis as a way of welcoming newcomers to our communities and saying, here is a place for you to be a part of the community.
Virlina District has been able to begin to establish several Spanish-speaking congregations. In fact, they've been kind of leading the way for a number of years now. They've been able to plant several churches that have been quite successful in the last few years.
The district's supported new church plant meeting at the Roanoke First Church is typical of the kind of faithful response the brethren of the Virlina District have had to the Great Commission.
We've got to make up our minds that when God says to go and tell the story, we need to go and tell the story and allow people to tell their stories to us and to share the gospel. That's what it's all about.
Some years ago, the brethren from Virlina decided to share Christ with people in the Charlotte area, and now a strong, living faith church of the brethren is making a witness in the community of Concord. The same with Smith Mountain Lake in Virginia, where a church plant in the 1990s is now a thriving congregation. Another area which was without a brethren presence was the Raleigh-Durham area, where now the Peace Covenant Fellowship continues to make steady progress with district support as it establishes itself as a new church in that community. The notion of sharing the brethren understanding of faith in a new area is at the heart of the district's church development efforts, and among the places that's happening is Floyd County.
We are blessed in Floyd County with a lot of Hispanics, and they just didn't have places that they felt comfortable of worshiping. And so that was one of my visions and dreams to help in some way.
The project is called Renacer, a term for being reborn or revived, and some of the group meets at the former Greasy Creek Church building near Floyd. Others at meeting points set up near Christiansburg in Mount Airy, North Carolina. Renacer Floyd is pastored by Raul and Lidia Gonzalez.
La visión que tenemos para la iglesia en Floyd.
The vision we have in Floyd is to plant in different churches. So we can see a lot of opportunity and open door to plant in different churches, because our vision is continue to plant and then training leader and send them to fill the pulpit or the church we plant. So we also want to plant another church in Christiansburg, which one we have a little group too already.
We have seen that God's hand in this and that doors were open.
One of the biggest boosts to this effort is the support the congregations in the district are offering, starting with prayer support, but also with visits and financial contributions.
One of the assets that we have as a denomination is that we believe very strongly that who we are with others says a lot about who we are with God. And this provides a linkage between the already strong faith that Hispanics have in the vertical, that is one's relationship with God, along with then the idea of the community and being part of one another.
That same principle is guiding another church planting effort in the Hispanic community, this one in the neighborhood of the Roanoke First Church, called Renacer Roanoke, and is pastored by Daniel DiOlio.
We are a very Christ-centered congregation. We preach the gospel in a sincere and simple way and a practical way.
He's working at this point of emphasizing discipleship, which is living your life day by day in Jesus Christ. And it's not just something that you come to on Sunday, but it's something that you take with you and that is always a part of your life. And I appreciate that.
Some of the things that we've been doing basically is the old traditional way of evangelizing, knocking doors, being friends with people. We don't wait for the people to come to church, even though we do invite them to come. But basically our first approach is to be friends with them, visit them where they are, whether they are in the stores whether I meet them in Walmart, Kmart, any of the huge stores, and also going to the apartment complex where they live, knocking doors and leaving flyers, evangelistic flyers about what the gospel of Jesus Christ is all about.
Daniel Diolio has been really energetic in meeting the public. When he has new leads for new people, he's there.
Naming both projects Renacer is an attempt to have consistency among the Hispanic church plants, not only in Virlina District, but across the denomination.
It's a way of giving identity to the Hispanic new church developments within the Church of the Brethren. And it's something that really crosses district lines.
So what we're trying to do basically is create a network of churches that work the same way, with the same idea, the same value, the same system, at the same time, the same ethical approaches of how to do evangelism and how to develop more leaders.
The project is exciting because it helps to bring the Hispanic community and our community together as one, so that they're not so much the other people. It puts them together with us in a congregation setting to where we can eventually do some things together and bring them more into a one big community.
Not all the efforts at church extension in Virlina District are within ethnic communities. Members of the Lakeside Fellowship are celebrating the arrival of their new pastor, John Neff, and the dedication of their new building.
Already his leadership has been bearing fruit. Within the first 2 weeks of his pastorate, 6 persons have joined the congregation. And we look for great things from the Lakeside people and from this area as we work in mission and ministry together.
We know that they will be going out into this community and sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ as this community reaches out as the hands and feet of Jesus.
Through the years, Lakeside has received steady district support. Many people from the supporting congregations attended the chartering service in 2008 when the group was meeting at a nearby Catholic church building. They also supported the dedication of the new church building in May of 2012. For the Lakeside Fellowship, having their own building and a new pastor is a plus in the effort to attract new people.
It gives us a place to, when we publicize an event or actually have an event, we're not using someone else's facilities and trying to go by their rules or whatever, and people don't get confused whether it's another church's event as opposed to our event.
As this project progresses with the prayer support, the presence and financial gifts of members of neighboring congregations, God's kingdom is extended and people find new life in Jesus Christ.
Through the whole process, we have definitely learned patience, that it is in God's time and not our timing.
The timeline is longer than we think. We think we should explode and things should happen real quickly, but we're learning that God has a timeline that's not ours.
Whatever the timeline, these projects, as those which came before them, are the products of brethren seeking to be faithful to the calling from God.
In the scripture, we read from beginning to end about the importance of hospitality, how we treat persons, and the Bible repeatedly teaches us to welcome the sojourner or the stranger in our midst. One of the things that we desire from our congregations is prayer. We believe that it's important to pray for each of our new church developments. Prayer is something that all of us can do together. It costs nothing. It reaps great benefit, not only for the person who's praying or the church, but for the overall kingdom and work of God.